South Korea, a country that has taken us culturally by storm. They've given us K-dramas, so entertaining and dramatic that it will leave a grown man crying.
I'm falling.
How about Korean food? Food so good that people will watch hours of ASMR mukbangs. And how could I not mention K-pop? From BTS to Blackpink, it has left millions of people of all ages worshipping these idols. No Asian country has impacted us culturally more than they have. An impact so profound that it has given birth to what I call the Republic Korea of Vietnam. Annyeonghaseyo, ladies and gentlemen. Silsung cider. What many say is Korea's #1 soft drink. Tastes a lot like Sprite. You'll see across me a Korean pork belly restaurant, Korean barbecue. That's because I'm in an area called Mi Phu Hong, District 7 of Ho Chi Minh City, or what a lot of people call Little Seoul. Now there's a reported 11,000 South Koreans currently living in this area. So today, we're gonna see why they've moved here, what they're up to, what all the fuss is about. Let's go for a walk, let's check out the area. I wanna get some Korean barbecue, some Korean food shortly as well, but straight away you've got a Kmart here. A lot of Korean restaurants right here as well. Korea King, got some corn dogs, Korean cookies, tteokbokki. This whole area. Go. Go. Across the road we've got a GS25. That is a Korean convenience store brand which you'll see all across Vietnam. Got another Korean restaurant. There's a bit of a Japanese influence here as well. Sort of like a little J and little K town, if you will. Here we've got Bongo beer as well. Check out this menu, huh? Kimchi, sundae, fried chicken, tteokbokki again. So, in Vietnam alone, there is approximately 180,000 Korean expats. They're spread out all along from Hanoi, down to Da Nang, down to Nha Trang, down to Ho Chi Minh City. There's 90,000 reported expats in Ho Chi Minh City. You'll find them spread all over District 1, 2 and 7. And those districts are the more affluent districts as well. You'll find expats from all around the world choosing to stay in those areas as well. We've got another Korean restaurant, Mr. Hoon. Some beer, some Sapporo. Got Korean spas. All over the place. Let's take a little turn into one of the side streets. Another Korean restaurant as well. And I will say the architecture in this area is absolutely gorgeous. This place is super peaceful as well. We've got some hotels, some apartments up here. Now these look French influenced. Besides the French, when they colonized Vietnam in the mid-19th century, I don't think any other country besides Korea has had that much of a cultural impact. I'll explain why a little bit later, because it is very interesting. In this area you're going to see a lot more cars, albeit there are a lot of forms of motorbikes still, but you can see the roads are empty. It's around about 3 p.m. Normally school pickup time here in Vietnam. And if you're in the main city center, where I'm staying, the roads are packed with bikes, noise. It's relatively quiet here. Besides a bit of the bikes. Oh wow, we've got a beautiful Korean restaurant here, Korean Food Century. I love the fried chicken in this area. You've got obviously KFC. I know that's not Korean, but Korean fried chicken stores everywhere here. Now you're still gonna see a Vietnamese influence here. We've got a grandma selling banh mi for 15,000. There's so many nice restaurants. We've got security over here. Hard at work. I don't blame him. It's like a 38-degree day today. If you're not busy, why not relax? This is beautiful in here. I love the small little alleyways. Beautiful trees everywhere. It's such a contrast. Well, we've got a coconut truck over here, huh? Very nice. Nothing beats a fresh coconut, ice cold in Vietnam. So currently, Korea and Vietnam have a very, very strong relationship. Diplomatically, culturally, there's a lot that is intertwined between the two countries. There are over 2,000 businesses that are of Korean origin currently in Ho Chi Minh City. Manufacturing and retail of Korean products is huge in Vietnam. Over the last few years, Vietnam have accounted for 72% of purchases of Kia and Hyundai vehicles from South Korea, compared to other surrounding Southeast Asian countries. Samsung, a huge Korean company, 60% of the Samsung phones that are sold internationally are manufactured in Vietnam itself, which once again is a huge number. More Korean spas, more Korean restaurants. What's that crazy tteokbokki? Fried chicken on the right. This is Olay chicken, more fried chicken as well. These look delicious, huh? You've got some kimchi items, more beer. Another fried chicken restaurant as well, eh? Got a little bit of tree maintenance going on over here. You don't tend to see too much of that in other districts. But look, everywhere you walk, Korean arcades, cafes, more Korean barbecue as well. We've got some, what's this, more fried chicken? Jambong here as well. You'll see a lot of apartments like these. These are some of the more older ones as well. There are some brand new ones up there. With these buildings, these apartments, you're probably going to get a lot of Koreans living in these. Probably the more nicer ones. If you're coming over from Korea, you live in there, you probably got a bit of money. Now, with that said, a lot of these buildings, a lot of the infrastructure, a lot of the urban development, the modern development are actually from Koreans. Koreans have invested heavily in infrastructure in Vietnam. So a lot of these buildings in this area are probably joint partnerships between the Vietnamese and the Koreans. But before I touch on modern day Korea in Vietnam, it's important to note the past history that's led to the current day Republic Korea of Vietnam. South Korea's relationship with Vietnam can be dated back to the Vietnam War. 1955, 1975, those 20 years of chaos, death, a wild, wild time. When the North and the South were divided, the South Koreans sent in troops to support South Vietnam. Obviously, we can just look up north to the North Korea, a communist country. But a communist country that is completely different to modern day Vietnam. Modern day Vietnam and the ideology of communism is not run everything through the government. There's a lot of capitalism. The Vietnam government was smart enough to allow smart Vietnamese people and smart international people to come in and pour money and build up to Vietnam to what it is today. So, South Korea initially supported South Vietnam for those 20 years of war. And when the North succeeded in capturing Saigon, signaling the end of the war, there wasn't much of a relationship until 1992. I believe when the South Koreans saw the dust settle and the direction that the Vietnamese were heading into, regardless of communist or not communist, that's when diplomatic relations really prospered. That's when they signed whatever agreements that they did in order to forward both countries and advance both countries. How cool is this, huh? Auntie's just built a little convenience store out of the back of her truck. We've got a whole host of drinks, Vietnamese beers. Maybe she even lives in here. It looks a little bit dirty. Guys, I'm getting pretty hungry. I reckon we go and get some Korean barbecue, one of my favorite all-time meals. And as you've seen already, there's an endless supply of options. Machundil barbecue, guys. I think we're gonna sit here. It's quite large. It looks pretty good. Joan? Vô hả? Alright guys, walk vô here. 안녕하세요. Can I sit there? It's okay? Upstairs? Can I sit here or no? Has to be upstairs?
Fine.
Fine. Okay, I'll go upstairs. Okay, thank you. Third floor? Okay. 안녕하세요. 안녕하세요. Just one person? Thank you. 안녕하세요. Thank you. Oh, already. Look at that, guys. This looks nice. This place has over 1.7 thousand reviews, so let's hopefully it's good, huh? You know it's good when there's a lot of Korean. This place is legit as well. They already had this set up for me. Some kimchi, some sort of pancakes. It's all Korean, or most of it, eh? There's barely any English. I can barely read Vietnamese. You get really good Korean barbecue in Australia. The food is very diverse. I'm hoping the same cut of beef or quality meat. Sapporo. Now, this is a Japanese beer. Maybe Japan's #1 or #2 beer. Been trying to find Korean beer here, but they don't have it. Only drinks you're gonna find is like soju or some sort of rice wine. It's a good pour. Ganbei. I hope that's Korean. You can see why people love beer in Vietnam. It's like 38 degrees, your sticky, cold beer is perfect. We've got a pork belly, spring onions, mushrooms, tteokbokki, tomato. So we've got this one going, we've got that one going as well. I'm not too sure what that one's for. Maybe the beef. But check out the sides we have. They brought out some Korean chili sauces. That looks like horseradish maybe. Some garlic. A tray of lettuce. Lychee. So much stuff. Onions. What I love about Korean barbecue is the service. They're cooking the food for you. It's super authentic. Holy smokes. There's so much food. So we've got a salad over there. We've got some bean sprouts, more veg as well, and some gochujang sauce. Will you look at that? Korean-Vietnam relationship going very, very strong. That is the sound you want to hear. That is a thick piece of pork belly as well. Whilst we wait for the food to get ready, guys. Oh. Alright. Got a big babe. Yeah. Whilst waiting for the food to cook. Now, every year there's over 1 million South Koreans that come to visit Vietnam. A lot of countries, in order to get into Vietnam, you need to pay for a visa, but there's a select handful of countries that you don't. Russia is one of them, so you'll see a lot of Russians over here. I believe the UK, a lot of Brits you'll see, and Korea as well. I think at time of recording, Korea gets 45 days visa free entry. So there's so many people coming here for holidays, and probably a great way to eventually get long-term visa to stay here as well, is my assumption. So it's very easy for Koreans to come over and live here. Pork belly, it's getting crispy. I got some beef pieces as well, and you see that marbling, you know that's quality beef. But honestly, I think Korean barbecue is meant for sharing, because this is crazy for one person. Kimchi is one of my favorite things. It's so good for you. Let's give this a shot. Pork belly is done. These look incredible. I'm going to try one of these with the crispiness on it. Look at this pork belly with the fat on it. That is the best piece of pork I've ever had. The fat on it is juicy, the meat is tender, delicious. Got some bean sprouts and some lettuce and some gochujang. This is the best. Best thing is a bit of lettuce, perilla leaf, a little bit of pork and some gochujang. I'm gonna wrap it all up. One thing I don't like about Korean cuisine is the chopsticks. They're like flat. It's so hard to use. And a bit of kimchi as well. Korea and Vietnam share a lot of cultural commonalities. One is food, the cuisine. Come on. Ooh. Some more kimchi, delicious. But yeah, cuisine is very similar, especially Korean barbecue, things like this. When you come to Vietnam, you're gonna see a lot of vegetables. Right now we've got like 10 plates of veggies, which is ridiculous. The Vietnamese love meat as well, pork, beef. Obviously some noodles as well, that's japchae I believe. And also a love of rice and a love of beer. Korean culture is spread ridiculously all over Vietnam, especially with the youth. See a love for K-pop everywhere. People dancing on the streets, making little TikToks. The culture is real. K-dramas as well. K-dramas are huge over here as well. Me too. I love a good K-drama. There's so much cross-pollination, and I haven't been to Korea yet. Definitely will visit one day, but from what I hear, there's a bit of a Vietnamese influence over there as well. And it's not surprising. the countries are very aligned in terms of investment, stock market, just the way that they want to improve the country. So it's very interesting to learn about. Let's try some of this beef though, eh? Bit of beef in this beautiful sesame and salt. Incredible. And the tteokbokki that's been cooked on the flat top of the barbecue, nice and crispy, delicious. Guys, I've starved. There's a lot of food left over. You don't have to finish it all, especially if I'm by myself. 750,000 for literally all of that food. All of these veggies, the pork belly, the beef, the beer, some water, some rice. But I found this very cool. I haven't seen this in many restaurants. So this, I don't know if that's a hair tie for girls or some sort of bracelet to tie things onto. You get a little tooth cleaner, some toothpicks, and you get some phone wipes as well, which is crazy. That meal was mashisayo. It was nothing beats Korean barbecue, but I want to head off to a very lucrative or very expensive area that the Koreans have built here. But first, I want to show you guys in one of these little convenience stores. Little Seoul Mart here. See what's going on. Xin chào. Take you for a little bit of a tour. Frozen section, you've got the standard Chinese foods, but then you've got some beautiful beef for Korean barbecue, Korean snacks, fried chicken. You've got Korean fruits as well. With this Korean pears, they're very large and juicy. A lot more Chinese products as well from the looks of it. I think I'm going to get an ice cream as well. They have any Korean ones? Here we go. So the strawberry one, these are legendary. But there's heaps of Korean snacks everywhere. So, Korean drinks as well. You'd actually think you're in Seoul, guys. Little Seoul. You've got the Shincup ramen. See, ramen is legendary and famous in Korea. And this is a small store, Seoul Mart, but you've got some Korean drinks as well. These are that's just Vietnamese milk. Got a soju. Soju is the #1 drink that exports from South Korea. Very famous, even in North Korea. Got the rice wines I was telling you guys earlier as well, and then some more Korean drinks here. Malona. I'm gonna call it grab. It's about a 10-minute drive to the next spot. Look at this. That's incredible. It's like artificial strawberry. I've never had these. I know these are super famous. See them in the K-dramas all the time. This is banging. Wow, Malona. 25,000 Vietnamese dong. Korean's got some good stuff, man. Yeah. Come on, safety first. Khỏe không anh? Khỏe không? Yeah. Alright. Let's go. We're leaving, heading off to Starlight Bridge, which is a Korean construction area. Very beautiful. Whew. It's the best way to get around in Vietnam. What a grab bike. Anh người Sài Gòn anh.
Dạ.
Dạ. Anh có ở vùng này không?
Dạ, ở bên quận Bình Thạnh anh.
Quận Bình Thạnh hả?
Cách đây cỡ 20 phút.
Không xa lắm á.
Dạ, dạ.
Ở đây nhiều người Hàn Quốc ở lắm hả?
Dạ, ở ngoài khu này nước ngoài nhiều lắm. Dạ.
Anh thấy mấy người Hàn Quốc sao? Được không?
Cũng vậy được anh, ok.
Cũng được hả?
Người ta rất là giao đồ ăn, kia là người ta đứng có tới là người ta có đứng đó lấy hàng luôn.
Okay.
Dạ.
Right. But yeah, guys, this is where we're going to. Even though it's 10 minutes away, it's still the same area, still in District 7. But just check out the architecture here. It's beautiful. A lot of these are buildings, new urban development. Whoa! So many speed bumps. A lot of these are joint partnerships between Koreans and the Vietnamese, building all of these. Dạ, cảm ơn anh. We've arrived. Im quá hả đây?
Dạ. Chúc anh sức khỏe nha.
Cảm ơn anh. Anh cũng vậy.
Chào anh.
Dạ, cảm ơn anh nhiều nhé.
Cảm ơn.
Chào. Right, what a good bloke. Be here, guys. This is Starlight Bridge. This area, a lot of it is built by the Hanguk, the Koreans. This is beautiful, eh? Wow. What a gorgeous day as well. Check this out, huh? I would definitely live here. This lake is gorgeous. We've got apartment buildings, looks like a few offices down there as well. So besides manufacturing, retail, the Koreans, they come here a lot for education as well. There's a lot of Korean learning centers that have popped up here and vice versa in Korea, so I'm told. And a lot of them in finance as well. I guess they're very highly intelligent people, hey? But yeah, a lot in finance, they come here, expats, they get jobs, they probably stay in this district or District 1 or 2. But this is a bit of a vibe. So this is Starlight Bridge. This is, yeah, they built this as well. It's very peaceful. This area is just, it's not very Vietnamese like. I'm so used to the old school culture, the old school vibe out in the, I guess, the less affluent districts. You get a lot more aunties and uncles that they look like they're struggling a bit more, but then you've got little spots like this that are just beautiful. So on the other side looks like there's a little bit of a park, but it's almost too eerily quiet. I will say though, Koreans have a lot in similarity with the Vietnamese. I've probably seen a handful of Koreans out and about, eating, just relaxing. Even though there is about 11,000 in this district, you don't really see it. And like the Vietnamese, they tend to stay away, stay out of the sun. I mean, Koreans have like flawless skin. There's Korean beauty parlors and cosmetic stores all over Vietnam, especially Ho Chi Minh, and we saw some spas before as well. This is cool. This must pop up at night. It's got little cars for little kids, like little go-karts for kids. Yeah, Vietnam culture and nightlife is, I'm going to assume it's very similar to Korea. Pops off a lot more at night, so much in common. I've enjoyed this area. It's so peaceful. It's such a big contrast. Okay. Hope you guys enjoyed and learned something new about the Republic, Korea, or Vietnam.